Everybody, welcome back to my channel, Bob's Garage. Got a short video. I was having a little bit of problem with my wife's car. I was cranking a bit slow. I noticed it, but no problem starting up, but it did seem there was a little bit slower cranking over. So when you got into minus 10 degrees Celsius or so, minus 15 degrees Celsius, you can notice it just laboring a little bit, cranking over. Well, didn't really think much of that. We're middle of January now, and I was expecting that we wouldn't see that kind of temperature very much, so put it off. Well, woke up one morning, minus 31 degrees Celsius, which is about minus 24 Fahrenheit, and the car cranked and cranked and cranked, and the battery slowly wore down, but it just didn't spin the diesel over fast enough to get it going. So after about 3 attempts, the battery was wore down. So anyways, learned the hard way again. So this little video is just showing the replacement of the battery. Unfortunately, it's done in really cold temperature. We're in the minus 20s. So probably the minus 10 Fahrenheit range or thereabouts. So it was friggin' cold. Had problems with the GoPro just for whatever reason. That may have been me just hitting the screen and then switching, I don't know. But anyway, so it's not the best video, and there's certainly a lot of videos about changing batteries out in the Mercedes. This is an ML350. So hope you learned something from anything. I'll share some of the things I learned at the very end, and thanks for watching. Okay, so there's lots of videos on this, but I'll go through what I do anyways as well, what I plan to do. I've got a battery charger on the car right now. I've got it hooked up to the post. These are the charging posts. You slide this back and forth and get access to the positive, and then the ground right there. Got that plugged in. It's funny, this charged up again. I got that charged, so when I disconnect the battery, then it'll maintain voltage, so memory won't be lost. Audio is probably bad here because it's really windy. I'm gonna go and open up the battery compartment now. So seat's fully forward. That's the battery covered here. Pop that off. And this battery's been changed once before because I found out that you actually have to cut the carpet to get it out. So that means this is the second battery. Next I have to take off, and it's missing. This is ventilation, air conditioning, heating for the rear. So this little vent has got to come out next. So one little push pin in the back corner, lift that up, that releases the pin in the back, and then the cover pops off. And now we just got to take this cover off here. I'll show you. Take this cover off here, a couple little pushes there, and that's off as well. Okay, covers off. Where did I put it? That just these two pins on these two little clips on the front. Push them back, pops and releases. That's extremely easy. And now all I have is the drain, the vent I should say, bolt here for the negative, and way up there, probably can't see, but second, there you can see the positive. Looks like 10mm nuts, and there is a bracket that holds it all down, right down there, with a few more nuts. So, don't know if you can see that down there. A couple of those, and that's it. I'm going to take off this little vent. And get that disconnected back there. I won't show that because I'll need two hands.
And I'll work on the bottom bolts, which I wonder, the hold down bolts for the battery, which I wonder if they're 10 as well. They might be a 12. Oh, I'm going to need a longer extension. Okay, moved ahead a little bit because some of this is pretty straightforward. It was the hardest thing to get the battery out. So using one of these just to get a grip, this is a tool for lifting batteries out, but to get this side to be able to lift, because you just can't get your fingers around. Another tip, so there's a little bracket, a tool like this. So basically it's a magnetic tip. This one's got a flashlight on the end. This was really handy. So the bolts that hold down and the bracket that's down there, I could place with this tool. And then what I can do for these nuts is
Okay, everybody, the weather is really cold when I was doing the video, and I lost some of the content. For some reason, the GoPro switched on to like a night vision and just started taking pictures. So what I wanted to show you is we used a 10mm socket and a 13 millimeter socket. And what I was trying to say is I used this magnetic pickup to hold the nut and thread it down start it on the stud for the battery bracket. And other than that, this was the battery strap for lifting and carrying batteries. That's what I used to pick up one corner to get it out and drag it out. One other little comment is this charger wasn't strong enough. This is just a small one I use actually for my motorcycle, but it was not able to maintain power. It doesn't look like I lost memory on the car because all the radio presets are still there, but it wasn't strong enough. So if you're going to use a battery, and I don't know if it's absolutely necessary. I see some people have done this, do it, but you're going to have a bigger one. So it's basically everything I used for this. Really easy thing to do. Did need a longer extension. This is about a 10-inch, 12-inch extension. Need that to get to the hold down straps, and you need to get to the battery post. So I'll get you back to the rest of the video now.
Okay, back together. So a little bit of dielectric grease on the posts. Make sure the vent line is in. Electrical connection back on. Not a whole lot of torque here. Like probably only put on about maybe 10 foot-pounds on the connection. And a bit heavier down there. Now that's left is just to replace the vent. Oh, first the cover, and then the vent, the push pin, put back in, put the cover on, and we're done. We'll check to see how it works.
So everyone, again, sorry for the abrupt ending. Just so cold that the GoPro kept on switching from video to photo. So I lost a lot of footage. Everything went well. Minimal hand tools. I probably give it about a 1. Skill, also about a 1. Real straightforward job. Really only took me about an hour. It was difficult though because of the cold to get all that work done. Took the car around for a drive. Didn't seem to lose any of the factory settings, the pre-settings. So I still would recommend a larger charger to hold the power on, just so you ensure that doesn't happen. But didn't seem to cause any problems. Everything runs good. We've had a couple cold days. I think we're on minus 25, 28, and the car started fine. So hope you found the video somewhat informative. I guess I learned, if I start having a suspicion that the battery's not strong enough, I'm not going to wait to the coldest day and have to change it out. It was a difficult job to do with that cold of a temperature. A lot of things you have to do with bare hands, so wouldn't recommend it. If you start seeing that you got a problem with your battery, get it done when the conditions suit you and not when the weather is at its worst. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, and yeah, put some comments in there as well if you like. Thanks very much.